All right, welcome to Finance Friday on Sunday. Let's get into some DIY personal financial management. First off, it's very important to highlight that you are better off going to a financial advisor to help you around these issues. But in this video, I'm just going to give a bit of financial education around how you could DIY it because I am also aware that most people would not get to a position where they get to see a financial manager and yet they need to manage their finances. So you probably are looking at a framework like the one on the slide. Yeah. We go straight into it. Your personal position. We're talking about your personal financial position and also generally you in life in society. So how old are you? What level of education do you have? What family members are you responsible for? What things matter for you, etc. Then you look at your psychological constitution. What's your level of risk appetite? What are your asset preferences? Generally, your demeanor. Are you someone who's happy to jump into a Ponzi scheme as long as you jump out before it collapses? Are you someone who would rather be looking at their money sitting on a shelf and know that you have it? You need to be well aware of that. Then you need to look at your net asset value just to have a serious understanding of where you're at. Your assets are anything you own, and these are your house, your car, the cash you have, and then liabilities are the things you owe. Did you borrow the bank? Do you have a mortgage and the like? What is also very key in this area is your potential income, your human capital. As you go through life, you usually convert that into assets and other income generating streams. So the younger you are, the more of that would expect you to have. This is probably because you work for longer, and then we expect that you will be making money through that. So yeah, that's human capital. And as you go through the stages of life, you go to school, then your career, that's where you're maximizing on that human capital. So we expect you to earn, and then as you increase your earnings up to a certain point, and then you stop working, and then what you've accumulated in your working life is what you distribute in your retirement. So you just need to be aware of which stage you're at, because it has implications on your financial objectives and the time you have to achieve them. So to understand your financial goals, first of all, understand yourself, dream. Just put it out there. I view myself as a person who's XYZ, who provides for their family, who gives to society, and you can then start reducing that into financial goals. To make it a bit easier, I have a key life goals section, which is you obviously need to eat, you need clothes, you need to educate your children, you have some such other non-negotiable responsibilities. You may also want to make large purchases. You want to purchase a car, you want to purchase a home. You definitely need to be planning around your retirement, and then you need to consider what you leave your children and the like. So you create goals around that. You also have lifestyle goals, which may be important enough to put in key life goals if you're so inclined. Like, do you want to party every weekend? Do you want to go on fishing trips? Do you Are holidays and travel something that matters to you? How frequently do you want to travel and how far? You're creating financial goals, and at each stage, you could probably want to say, buy a house. Then you probably say, I want to buy a house within the next 10 years or fully own it within the next 15 years. And then you put a value to it, then that's your financial goal. Financial managers are really great at helping you with this. So you probably might need to see one. And then you also need to consider having an emergency fund for emergencies and unforeseen monetary requirements, ill health, which you could probably address with medical aid. You will obviously have the shortfall problem in Zim. Property damage and or loss, which you could address with insurance, and some such other emergencies that may just come up and require you to have money. You need to plan for those. So once you've set up a framework of financial goals, essentially what you've done is you've created obligations for yourself on a monthly basis, which you then need to match with your income streams, which could be your salary and some such other side hustle or extra income lines. As a general rule, try to have your side hustle or your extra income lines be dissociated from your everyday skill set, and having to have you pay attention, because then it ceases to become a secondary income stream but more of a second job, and the more it's tied to you, the riskier it is. If you fail to work for 3 months, does that mean your side hustle also does not give you money for 3 months? Then once you understand your income streams, you working on a budget, allocating certain amounts of money based on the time you have and the importance of that financial goal. So if you have a financial goal that's very important but has 15 years until you achieve it, you could probably then be able to allocate X amount of money to it. I'll use an example like if you manage to get a mortgage or you decide you want to buy a house and you have a 20-year horizon until you fully own it, then your target could be probably to get a mortgage for that house and then allocate your monthly mortgage repayments as the monthly obligation towards meeting that financial goal. Once you've got your financial goals and you understand your income streams, the next thing is to stay disciplined. You execute on a month-on-month basis based on that plan. You're allowed to readjust it, but whatever it is, you need to stick to it. And then just a note on your risk and loss tolerances. If you're going to be managing your own finances, do not take on any investment that, should you have a total loss or a certain loss, it fundamentally changes your lifestyle. Then you're probably taking on too much risk if you're taking on such an investment. Investment opportunities available to you. Real estate is a great one, especially in Zim, because I think since independent, it's been the best performer, probably because of the 2 or 3 inflationary cycles that literally wiped out the value of financial assets, pensions, and the like. So you probably own your house. That could be an investment. And then you could probably own rental properties, which would also be great in retirement. Generally, putting money into some form of pension scheme is a good idea. But again, remember the Zim caveat, it might not necessarily be the case in Zim. So for this one, probably talk to a financial planner for them to break it down for you better. Then you could also have your own private projects, project for rearing chickens. You probably buy and sell Tupperware or something of the like. Or maybe skills-based extra income. Maybe over the weekend you teach or you do a bit of consulting. You could also get into some very simple but effective cooperative saving schemes, what is popularly called Maround in Zim, which could help you meet some of your short-term goals in quite an easy fashion. And then you have securities and professionally run options where you could probably be buying your shares, your bonds, and some such other fixed income instruments. You could probably put your fixed deposits in that same category and some other products that your bank may offer. And I would really, really encourage you to look at what asset managers are offering various people before you even worry about do you have enough money to do it. Just understand the options you have around there. Then you probably want to look at other issues. For tax issues, see a tax advisor. Probably want to look at getting life insurance or some form of income protection insurance, because remember we talked about how your human capital is quite key as you convert it into assets and income streams for retirement. So should you not be able to work, you might want that income stream protected. Or should you not reach what we expect to be your full life, then you've got life insurance and the like. You may want to look at how you organize your assets and trusts and in your personal name. You may need to see a lawyer for that. The same with the will, so that at the end of the day, should you die, which is a reality of life, if you have this stuff in order, probably some of the financial objectives will still be realized. So that's it on DIY personal financial management. I hope the framework is good enough for you to then be able to start doing something, and importantly, actually then have better questions when you go see financial advisors. All right, next week then